Hi, I'm Pamela Guest, and I've been a member of SAG and AFTRA since 1974. That is how old I am. And with that honesty, I'm about to continue with a lot more honesty. I was sitting on the national board of SAG-AFTRA and the LA local board late in 2017 and came up with the idea to form a task force to deal with the sexual harassment that was coming to the fore via the Weinstein accusers. That then became the presidential task force on which I currently sit. And then last year during the convention, I proposed that there be sexual harassment task force in all the locals, which was passed overwhelmingly by the whole convention. And then I founded the first sexual harassment committee in Los Angeles. So this is kind of my area. And why is it my area? Well, sadly, I was raped at my first audition in 1971 or 1972. It was so traumatic, I can't actually remember the date. But what I can tell you is that it affected my whole life and my career. Whenever I audition, I have a kind of PTSD, so it explains why you've probably never seen my work as an actor. Anyway, this contract that has come to be, or this potential contract, is nowhere near good enough to protect us from the predators that lurk in our industry. I personally don't understand why the AMPTP and SAG-AFTRA haven't come to some kind of conclusions that are better for us. The contracts in ACTRA, the Canadian Union, are much better than the protections we currently have. The current leadership has made a big deal about intimacy coordinators and how essential they are, and yet they're not even mentioned in the SAG-AFTRA proposal. They are in ACTRA. There's a whole list of what they do for the actor on the set, and they are somewhat mandated for all intimate scenes. We don't have that. There's a lot that we don't have, and I've gone into great detail on this website to tell you the differences between what we perhaps could have gotten, what we members in fact asked for and didn't get. We don't know exactly what was on the table. I do know from the Producers Guild COO that they were willing to give us safety meetings every time there was an intimate scene filmed with all the cast and crew the day of, so that everybody would know and be on the same page as to what was going to happen. And then there were to have been 2 people assigned that you could complain to on the set if something bad happened. We walked out of that negotiation with not any safety meetings, which I don't really understand. And as to sexual harassment in general, we only have now in this current contract proposal what we've always had, which is that sexual harassment is sex discrimination and therefore is against the law. We have nothing else on top of that, except that now we're to have a sexual harassment online training once a year, potentially paid by producers. But that's already mandated in most states. So what we have in our contract is nothing more than what is obvious. We don't have the code of conduct that SAG-AFTRA came up with, or the Rule 1 about no auditions in hotel rooms, codified in the contract. Why? We have no penalties attached to these infractions if they occur. Not one. So a company or an individual could go along sexually harassing people or breaking the rules, and there's nothing to stop them. Anyway, I could go on, and I've probably gone on too long. But I'm voting no and have voted no on this contract because I want our negotiators to go back and do better.